Good morning, my love. Oh my god, I think I need my glasses because it is so bright in this bathroom right now, so I can see you or you can see me. Welcome back to another video, and this is all about preparing for 2025. And apparently the main core lesson is, if you don't feel it, if things are not going as planned, you can still show up for it. Because I was meaning to film this video so much earlier. Today's Thursday, I'm planning to upload on Thursday. But it was my birthday Monday, and then the days I wanted to film, I had the worst migraine I had in forever. So I said to myself, today I'm gonna get up super early and then I will be so productive and feel so good and film and whatnot. And that doesn't feel like that was the case. It's already now 8:22. And I wanted to get up at 6. I did get up around like 7. But I just couldn't get my brain to function. I've honestly not done anything about my skincare routine. I took out my rollers, like I feel like my hair looks weird. Everything just feels off today. And I guess that's the start to this video, with an inspiring message. Because it doesn't matter if everything is off, it's what we make out of it. And I just took a breath and I was just like, you know what? It does not matter. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's just how it is. I'm gonna roll with the punches and it's all gonna be good.
The slow day, the calm, and the night will unfold. I never thought that I would be traveling this road. People keeps missing, the clouds seem to fade.
I'm actually still falling asleep, so let's hope the matcha is gonna do its magic. Also, it's 8:30 and it's not bright outside, and I'm just not understanding how this year it's even longer darker. Like I'm trying to romanticize the shit of the winter, but this morning it's kind of hard.
In my little world, you are both pros and cons. It's hard to admit when you feel you don't belong. So tell me, are you still in there? As beautiful as you are, you just don't know how far. In this world I'll be right by your...
I was just looking on Notion to find like maybe a template for like a yearly reflection and New Year's planning. But honestly, I haven't seen anything that I really love, so I think I'm just going to build something myself. I do feel like wanting to start with a meditation. I do need to just have a bit of an energy reset this morning.
The slow day, the calm, and the night will unfold. I never thought that I would be traveling this road. People keeps missing, the clouds seem to fade. And every occasion I whisper your name. I'm happy to hear that you'll still be around. I thought you were leaving. In this world I'll be right by your side with arms. Even if you don't want, you wrote your name in my heart.
I just wrote out some questions that I'm going to share with you because maybe they help you also reflect on the year and do that in a more soft way, because of course now we see a lot of content, people looking back at the year and listing out all the achievements that are, I want to say, materialistic or something that we value as society, but they don't really define in any way, shape or form how good the year truly was. You could have landed the biggest deal of your life by being the most miserable, or or got the job you've always wanted, but then realize that that's really not what you want. So I think it is so important to detach from what we've been taught, what success means, and also define what success means to you. So the question is, what challenges did I face and overcome? What were my biggest lessons? What have I learned about myself? What are moments I love looking back at? What were my most significant achievements this year? And then I put in brackets, think also spiritual growth as person. This is what I just talked about. Like, it's not just listing, I got an increase in salary, I made this and this much money, I lost this and this much weight. It's not just the numbers and the facts that we're looking for, but more so also spiritually and growth as a person, because it could have been your most successful year, but you haven't been a great friend and that's what you want to change next year. Or it has been the shit show of the century for you, but you have grown so much as a person and there's this new version of yourself that can handle anything and everything. So really think more holistically, because it would be a disservice to yourself not to. And then the last question is, what have you learned about success this year? What does it truly mean to you? So I'm just going to reflect on that now, and then I will see what comes out. I'm kind of excited to ask myself these questions because it just forces you to look a bit more deeply towards who you've been this year, and it gives you so much understanding of who you want to be next year, how you want your life to be. It was going to be.
Your odd way of laughing, the curls in your hair. I wish that I could tell you how much I really care. Your harmless desire, the tip of your tongue. All of your bruises and all of your fun. Tell me, are you still in here? As beautiful as you are, you just don't know by far. In this world I'll be right by your side with arms, even if you don't want.
My hair has calmed down a little bit, but I thought to get just ready just for the day, just put on a little bit of tinted SPF and blush and stuff like that, and in that time to just share some of my lessons for this year, because they might inspire you and maybe you can relate to them as well. Obviously not going to share everything or every question, but just some. The first one was, what are moments I love looking back on? And definitely like starting the YouTube channel. Like, YouTube is something you need to be so dedicated and keep showing up for it, and it's like something that grows slowly and then can grow super fast. That's also something I've seen, and just growing this community, like the comments and the feedback I've received, and yeah, that's definitely something I love looking back on, as well as on all the walks Maud and I did in the park close to our house. Like, these were like those mundane moments that just looking back brought so much happiness to this year. Then here I want to share a bit more is what were my biggest lessons in 2024, because let me tell you, there were quite a few. Maybe you can connect to them or have learned them as well, but one massive lesson I had to learn is, just because someone sees you as the villain doesn't mean you are the villain, and to just be so anchored in yourself and who you are that nothing can shake that. Like, that was my biggest lesson. And then a big lesson for me was, you have to choose yourself first. Like, you just have to choose yourself first. Maybe you're really good at it. I'm definitely not good at it. It's something that I'm still learning, because I'm really good at choosing and prioritizing everyone before me. And it's something that has become very evident for me this year that I need to definitely bring to me into 2025 and work on. Another lesson that I had to learn is that grief really comes in waves, and to allow yourself for that to be a process. And it also reminded me of that you just never ever really know what someone is going through. So that has been one of my biggest lessons that I taught in the past as well, and always bring with me and teach wherever I go, is to be kind, because you just don't know. Especially if someone isn't nice to you or is being difficult, it's probably because their internal world is not happy or balanced or in a good place. And another thing is that's a quote by Carl Jung, and I feel like it's so good. It's like, fear doesn't stop death, it stops life. And I feel like with being someone that has like very high standards, we can get so self-sabotaging and not start and not do the thing and overanalyze everything and get into like a fearful place almost. But yeah, fear doesn't stop death, but it stops life. So do the thing no matter what you think is gonna happen, if obviously it feels exciting and aligned with you. Also, a really beautiful lesson I've learned this year is that we're so abundant, money is always gonna come our way. We've never been in a situation where money has not taken care of us in some sort of way or hasn't shown up for us. So I feel like that is something that I do want to believe more and be more in an abundant energy, because truthfully, I am already abundant. It's just a matter of recognizing all the abundance that is around me. What I have learned about myself is that I will go above and beyond for the people I love, or people in general. And it's something that I have to do for myself. I have to choose myself. I have to show up for myself the way I show up for everyone else in my life. Also, a massive lesson was, it's not what I think that makes me valuable, but who I am as a person. So this year has been really big for me on focusing on myself, giving myself space, giving myself time, and learning to take care of myself. And that's something I'm definitely going to take into the next year as well. And then another question that I saw, which I feel like is so good, is if someone would see your actions but couldn't hear your words, what would that tell them about your priorities in life right now? And I reflected on that, and definitely priorities for me would have been my relationship, YouTube, health, and movement, and that are my priorities. So I love that my actions, because I'm someone that gets really inspired and doesn't always pull through, but that my actions this year really showed my priorities, and that's something I'm going to build on next year. And also to ask myself, what are the actions that would show even someone that has no clue what my priorities are, so that I can fully show up for myself next year. And that kind of like, I feel like, are the most important lessons. Next, I'm going to do a vision brain dump, meaning I'm going to just brain dump everything that comes to my mind that I would love to call in for next year, how I want to look, how I want to feel, how I want my relationships to be, what my habits are going to be. Also, what do I want to let go of and release, because that gives me clarity on how I want my life to maybe be different. And that's just the first part, to just brain dump it out. And then I will notice the patterns, like certain life categories like movement, health, wealth, career, purpose, relationships, which appear the most and which I desire most change in, so that I can have like focus points instead of having loads and loads of different goals, to focus together the vision in those categories to make it more clear for myself how that truly can look like in 2025.
The slow day, the calm, and the night will unfold. I never thought that I would be traveling this road. People keeps missing, the clouds seem to fade. And every occasion I whisper your name. I'm happy to hear that you'll still be around. around. I thought you were leaving without a sound.
This is an interesting flavor. It tastes very different. Like, it tastes like chewing gum somehow, but like a peppermint chewing gum. Anyways, this is not why I wanted to talk, but what I'm doing right now, I brain dumped basically everything that came to my mind, and I just wrote down my notion. Some things we cannot control, like for instance, if I would have a goal of having this and this many subscribers for the channel, I cannot control this. This is the vision. And then what are actions that I can take? And what I like doing is on Pinterest, I create a board for each goal. So I decide on like 3 goals, because I feel like everything else is going to be overwhelming. And then I create 3 boards that are named after that goal, so that during the day, during the week, all the time, I can keep adding to this board. This is what we have so far, because I do want to start again podcasting. So, and I might want to include a co-host. This is representing also YouTube and vlogging. I added a few words to it as well that connect me to this and what it's looking like so far. I like to create 1 page per goal. Like if I have 3 or 4 goals, 1 page, and then I'll put it together. And now that I have more of like a clear vision what to do and what I want to call in, what I'm going to do is for those 3 goals, I'm going to use my 3-3-3 method. So I already had like a very big clarity on my goals before, because I started already in November with working towards my goals, and I'm going to carry this into January. So at the end of January, mid of January, I will start another 3-month cycle, because January itself is the 3rd month of my 3-month cycle. I like to work in 3-month cycles. And in the sense of the 3-3-3 method, it basically means you select 3 goals for 3 months, and for each of those goals you write 3 actions or habits that you can take daily, but also weekly or monthly, in order for you to call that in, to co-create that. Because again, some things we cannot control, but we definitely can co-create, support, take action towards what we want to call in. And for instance, for me, I can share movement. I started with going for a walk again every single day in November. In December, I added 3 times a week a Stairmaster workout. And then in January, I'm going to add once a week a Reformer Pilates class. So it's gotten from daily to 3 times per week to 1 time per week, because it's building on each other and therefore creating a routine together, but also it allows it not to be super overwhelming. And then I have 2 more goals that I'm then having another habit. And so what you essentially have, you have your goal, you start your habit in the first month for each goal, and then in the second month you start the second habit for each of these goals, and then in the 3rd month you add the 3rd habit of all these goals, meaning that at the end of the 3-month cycle you have integrated 9 small actions for 3 goals in a way that it's very sustainable, because you give yourself enough time to integrate, to learn, to fine-tune, and to build a routine that can really truly support you and last. I think I'm just gonna keep on adding to my vision board now. Thank you so much for watching, for being here, for subscribing. It truly supports my channel and my vision. I hope this has inspired you to prepare for 2025, and thank you so much. Bye.